Good morning, Year 5. I'm going to do a video today for the science lesson, and we are learning about spherical bodies. The learning intention is to explain why we know the Sun, Earth and Moon are spherical, to identify scientific evidence which does or does not provide evidence for an argument or idea. The keywords for today are Earth, Sun, Moon, Sphere, Circle, Evidence, Flat and Round. If there are any of those words that you are unsure of their meaning, you could pause this video now and Google for their meaning. Okay, so the first task is learning about ideas and evidence. Have a look at this globe here. What shape do you think is hidden behind it? And what evidence do you have to support that? So if you look, you can see there is a little bit of the shape there, here and there. So we know for sure that it has got at least 3 vertices or sides. Okay, so have a little think about that. Right, let's have a look which shape was behind there. So we have an irregular quadrilateral. Now, before we could only see 3 sides, so we couldn't say for sure that there was definitely going to be 4, unless you could spot that these here and here, these lines were pointing down. Okay, so the evidence was that we had at least 3 vertices. Now, at this point, if we was in the classroom, we would then go outside and have a look at the shape of the Earth. If you would like to right now, you can pause this video and go and have a look at the surface of the Earth. When you return, I would like you to decide whether you think the Earth looked round or flat. Okay, so what shape is the Earth? After standing and looking outside, you should have come to the conclusion that the Earth is actually flat. Because from that perspective of standing and looking out, just like on this picture, it does in fact look flat. But we are not looking from the perspective of if you was out in space. Maybe that would change our minds. So, flat Earth versus spherical body. Based on that little exercise that you should have just done, looking outside, you should have thought, actually the Earth does seem to be flat. And this is what people used to think before we could travel out into space. Now, if you're unsure, spherical means this shape, like a ball. Okay? People think the Earth is spherical and also flat, like this. Now, we are going to look at evidence and what other people used to think in the past. So let's have a little look at this video of what it looks like from space. I hope you can see clearly. So if we were out in space, this is what the Earth would look like. Does this look flat or does it look spherical? You should have come to the conclusion that this looks spherical. Now, at this point, I would like you to pause this video and you are going to do this activity. Okay, so you are looking at what people in the past, in history, thought about the Earth being flat or spherical. So look, read through all these, and I would like you in your book to put each of these ideas, whether they thought it was flat or whether they thought it was spherical. When you have done that, you can then resume the video. Okay, coming back to the video. Identifying evidence. So out of all those cards that you should have just read and sorted, which idea do you think has the most evidence to support it? And what do you think based on this evidence? At this point, you are now going to complete a worksheet Obviously, if you don't have a printer, you can just copy into your book. Now this is differentiated. We've got a 1 star, 2 star and 3 star. You choose which challenge you would like. So for the 1 star, you're simply just putting in the keywords here into the spaces and then putting your own opinion at the bottom. Second, into 2 star, we have got some statements here, and then off those statements you need to put what you think the strongest evidence is and 2 reasons for this. Then finally, the 3 star, the most challenging one, is you look at the evidence for a flat earth and for a spherical earth, and you write a summary of what everybody thought about the flat earth, and then a summary here for the spherical, and finally a conclusion about your own opinion. If you look at the bottom here, there are keywords to help you and also sentence starters. Once you have done this, make sure you take a picture and you upload it to Google Classroom. And then finally, sun and the moon, because we've just been looking at the earth at the minute. It's a little bit more complicated to find out who discovered the sun and moon were spherical. We know that according to ancient Greek beliefs, the heavens were perfect, as was the sphere. Therefore, they came to the conclusion that the sun and the moon must be spherical rather than flat. Whereas in today's science, we've been up into space, we've looked at the facts, and we have decided that they are spherical. And this is the end of the science lesson.